last thoughts?
This is our last episode. I hope you guys can see the board. There's no glare, hopefully. But this is our last episode, and we have a good episode in store, so keep watching.
Yes. So we're starting off with a game time with 3 would you rather questions. So the first one is, would you rather live in a world where everyone can read minds or where everyone has to wear their emotions visibly on their face? Kayla?
I don't know. My dad always tells me I wear my emotions on my face.
You do.
Great. And so I guess I'd rather live in because I don't want to be able to read minds, because it bothers me when people talk about me. Like, it doesn't like bother me because I'm like I'm really living rent free in people's head. But like, why are you thinking about me? No, I'd rather be able to read your mind.
I'd rather read your mind.
Yeah, because like, who cares?
If I read your mind, I already know your emotions and what you're feeling.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's
no, that's not what I'm saying. I just want to be able to read your mind.
But yeah. The second one is, would you rather have the power to change the past or see into the future?
Change the past.
For real?
I think if we could go back and change like some of the standards like that we have, or like some of like, you know, the constructs like toxic masculinity and all that stuff, if we could go back and change it, I think that society might be better today. But I guess everything happens for a reason. But I would want to change the past.
I would want to see into the future, so then I know what to do and what not to do. And then I can also see, like, okay, this is what my future's going to look like. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing.
Period. But what if you're not doing good in the future?
Then I know to change the present.
Okay,
because I can see into the future.
That's not what I'm saying, though. But, like, if you're not doing good in the future, but, you know, you really want to do social work, what are you going to do? You're going to have an existential crisis. You're going to be like, no, this whole thing I planned my life around, it's not working. It's not working. What do you mean I'm homeless begging on the street for change like Squidward?
Put in the picture.
Spare change. Spare change.
I would really want to see into the future, though, because I can always change the present.
Right.
So it's like, if I see, okay, I'm homeless, what do I gotta do now to change me being homeless in the future?
Okay, but how many times would you go into the future? Because, like, what if you go into the future and you see yourself homeless? You're not going to know why you're homeless. And you can't go up to yourself, because every time you talk to yourself, that changes the course. Like, yeah. So you couldn't be like, dang, what did I do? Like, you would just know that you're homeless.
I wouldn't want to be like
See, what if you're not homeless because of social work? What if you're homeless because your husband divorced you and stole all of your money? You didn't know you were married?
Well, I would be looking in through the window and like peeking in. I would be a
what
stalker.
Window? You're homeless.
No, like, you know, I would figure out something. I don't know.
Next question. Would you rather have the ability to speak and understand all languages or be able to communicate with animals? Definitely the languages.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I would say all languages, because then you can communicate with like everybody. And you also understand it, so it's not only
Who
like,
cares? I'd be so rich.
Oh.
I would be so rich.
Oh.
I'd be an interpreter. Hey, this person said this person said that. I think y'all should talk it out. Oh wait, you can't.
I would actually, like, you would make so much bank though.
No,
like,
I'm so serious.
But I also think, like, the older you get, it's harder for you to learn a language.
Oh, it definitely is.
Which is why I think growing up north in the school system, they have Spanish and English. Especially when you're in pre-K, they have like 1 week's only Spanish and then 1 week only English, which really helped me understand my Spanish, but I'm not that fluent in it. Which I wish down here in the South, they would have done more like that in the school
They do
system.
have classes like that, like schools. Not all of them are public schools. There are some public schools, but I don't think they're near where you live.
Yeah. So now it's time to answer some questions. All of these are question-based, like random questions that I wanted to come up with for our last episode. Also giving some advice still, keeping college in mind, but also just to keep it where we can just say our opinion, let our voice be heard, and things like that for our last episode. So the first question is, what's one piece of advice you wish you could give your high school self before starting college? Which I think we have answered a little bit, but I think now that we have finished 1 year, 1 year. Our freshman year is
Can
finally
you believe it? Because
done.
I cannot believe it, y'all.
What would we say to our high school selves right now? I don't know. I literally...
If I could give myself one piece of advice.
Yeah. Your high school self.
Like my senior year self.
Yeah, your high school self.
Really, really, really look into what you want to do. Like, I chose something and I loved it. Like, it was my passion. I ate, slept, and breathed classical studies.
You do, Taylor.
And you know what? It's still a huge part of my life. But I did kind of pick my school off of that major at the time. And at the time I was so passionate about it. But now that I've moved away from it, I was like, okay, there are definitely better schools for what I'm doing right now, which is fine because not like my school is the worst. It's like number 4, 5, something like that. It's top 5. But there are better schools that I know I could have gotten into. So, and some of them I did.
So you would tell yourself to like really think about
just to really assess like, okay, what you want to do, like this is real. And I feel like, honestly, I don't mean to ramble, but I feel like that's where a lot of kids get stuck because they're like, oh, I like theater, I like singing, I like dance, I like this and that. And I'm not going to say that you're not going to make it in life, but it's always good to have a backup plan. And luckily, my school is so flexible. I was able to switch without, setting myself back. But
because you stayed a BA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even if I would have gone to a BS, I just would have had to take like an extra science course. It would have been fine.
It's not that bad.
But just it's okay to have hobbies, but you don't have to go into those hobbies as your career. And if you want to, do it, but just make sure, like, if it's something that's like, oh, this is hit or miss, like you get your one chance, or you don't do it at all, make sure you have a backup plan. Even if you want to be a doctor, please have a backup plan. That's really hard. Being a doctor is really, really hard.
Yeah. I would probably tell my high school self that you're still gonna have ups and downs, but you're gonna become a better person than what you're thinking about. Because I really had so much anxiety coming to college and so much stress that I was putting on myself, especially during first semester and second semester. And now ending it all, I'm really now it's time for me to be happy and take a break from school and take a break from everyone in general and actually put myself first. And that's one thing that I'm still learning today, but I would tell my high school self, you're gonna have ups and downs. You're still gonna have anxiety because you suffer with it.
Okay.
But to take time for yourself, because I wish I would have done it earlier than now. But school is great, so
yeah. We're living.
We're alive.
Okay, what's your go-to stress relief activity during exam weeks or busy times in college? Do I really have to say this? Sleep.
Kayla, no, you go home.
Yeah.
You go home.
I've been home all this week. Well, I mean, I haven't had anything to do. Why would I be here? But
true. I would say I actually I don't want to ramble, but I went to a baseball game 2 days ago. Well, more than 2 days when the podcast comes out. Yeah. All by myself.
Period.
All
and she has anxiety.
Alone. I have anxiety. I have social anxiety on top of that. And I was really proud of myself. And now I have learned that one of my go-to stress relievers.
But is that a stress relief?
Yeah.
Did you not feel stressed?
I came back to my dorm room, wrote in a 1,000-word paper, turned it in before 11:59. I turned it in at 10:30.
Okay, but is that?
No. No. I was so during the game, I was literally I turned off my phone, and I was literally just there. I was just vibing.
That's good.
And I felt okay, there's no stress. I felt so at peace. And I don't know if it's because I love baseball and it's just a personal thing, But
well, you know what
I
they say.
think I need to go to more baseball games and go to more athletic events, or maybe more school events. But I do have anxiety, so. What's the most memorable or funny experience you have had while living in a college dorm?
There's so many. There's so many I
What's
could talk
our
about.
most?
But I genuinely think, like, the best time of my college experience.
Living in the dorm, not at home, Caleb.
No, living in the dorm was when we would go to the tennis court and just act crazy at night.
We wouldn't act crazy.
Okay. Y'all want to see the picture?
I would have to say we had so many moments.
Yeah.
Falling asleep in the lounge.
Bye. That was the
Insert
best
clip.
sleep I've ever had.
Insert a clip. Do we have a pic?
I think so. I think I have a pic somewhere.
If we do, we'll show it. But yeah, falling asleep in the lounge, those be the best naps.
Yeah. And they say falling asleep in public is embarrassing, girl. I do not care. That was the best sleep I ever had on them couches. What?
I would be like all weird in a chair on my phone and then just knock out.
Yep, me too. I don't care. Take my shoes off and everything.
Yeah.
What's one thing you wish more people understood about college life or being a college student?
I think this is why we created the podcast. I think this is the main question that we are trying to answer. I don't know if I'm not trying to like
include me in the confusion.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if this is like, well, also you're thinking, so you can tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Okay.
But I think that like when I was at least coming up with the podcast and really trying to come up with what are we going to talk about, what's the purpose, what's the why, and what's the reason, I feel like this question, like, not only this question, but just what can we do for more people to understand things about college and what it's like being a college student on top of being a first generation student, because there's not a lot of first gen students that talk about, like, they talk about it but not as openly as I would like to see, but that's just my personal opinion.
I guess the biggest thing that I wish people understood about college life, or just college students in general, and this is targeted towards parents, is that genuinely you have to let your kid go. You have to understand, like, they're my kid and I'm always going to be there for them, but you can't do the helicopter parenting. You can't be like, oh, you can't go here, you can't go there, especially if your child goes to a college that's like 3-4 hours away, because really you can't tell that kid what they can and can't do.
But we're also not a kid anymore.
Right.
Like, we'll forever be a child
Your kid.
in your eyes, but we're legal adults in the United States of America.
And the trust thing, like, having trust with your kids, I'm going to tell you 100%, as somebody who tells my mom everything, I do not tell my mom everything. Okay? Like, I love my mom, but it is okay to keep stuff to yourself.
Exactly.
It's okay to be like, you know what, I don't have to tell this to somebody, because some things are supposed to be kept on the inside. A lot of y'all chronically online people need to hear that, to go touch some grass.
Not good. Earth Day just happened, guys.
But yeah, you know, just trust your kids and don't helicopter. I genuinely think that's where a lot of kids get to college and they're like, oh, I never want to see my parent again. I'm living the life. I'm here. There's nobody hovering over me. I feel free. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm going here. I'm going there. And then when they don't come home during the summer and they go stay with one of their friends and the parents are like, where's my kid? Your kid is living their life because they can't live their life around you.
Yeah. And I feel feel like a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a lot of parents just don't understand that, like, I will forever be your kid.
Right.
I will forever be your daughter, your son, whatever. I am your child. You created me. But there's a time where you have to let your baby out to grow. Because if you have raised your child the correct way, in the way that you know that, okay, my child's going to do this, this, and this in life, then you would trust your child enough and just let them go. And yeah, I was going to be scared.
Especially if they want to go.
Yeah.
Like, if you have kids that want to hover around, watch them. Help them. Okay? Don't enable them. But if you have kids who are wanting to go be productive people in the world, let them go. What are you doing?
Yeah. And also for, like, being a student, like, I feel like the part of it is just, like, the first gen, in a sense, for me at least. Because, or just a college student in general, and it has changed over time. It changes every day. But a lot of people just don't understand that, like, especially when you're a first gen, they just think like, oh, it's like high school, or oh, it's just like public education, and it is not. It is a whole different ball game. And I guess these are like the two reasons why I at least wanted to start the podcast. So, next question is, what's the most interesting class you have taken in college so far, and what did you learn from it?
But this semester, I think that the most interesting class that I've had is the sociological perspective of deviance, or Soc 222. If you go to school, it's a really cool class. I think the most important thing that I learned was that crime is intraracial. It's not interracial. It's not between races. It's within the race.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you're more likely to be killed by your mom than you are to be killed by me. But also that statistic kind of changes because we're acquaintances, and you're actually more likely to be killed by acquaintances, which your mom, in that definition, would be an acquaintance. But yeah. I think that you'd be more likely to be killed by me.
Well, if I go missing.
If she goes missing, it was her mother.
Don't be talking about mom. It would be my mom. Hey, Mom.
I love you. I know you're watching.
She hasn't watched the last, like, 4 episodes.
Oh!
Yeah.
No, wait a minute.
I'm putting her on blast.
Now I gotta pull up to your house.
Oh, I didn't answer.
No, you didn't. You're trying to skip the question.
I would say my social work class.
I knew it.
Or my advocacy classes. Social work was really just the volunteer hours that really made me, like, open my eyes and actually, like, learn something new. Even though I was learning in class, but, like, actually, like, hands-on learning. And then my advocacy classes, speaking up for change and advocacy writing and what is justice, all really kind of bounced back within each other, and I learned a lot of different, like, ways to advocate, to be an advocator. Is that a word?
Advocate, to be an advocate.
To be an advocate, sorry. And just to really think on what is justice in the United States.
Okay.
That was really interesting. Because everybody has their own, like, perspective.
We went poli-sci there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But anyways, that was all I really learned.
Oh.
This whole semester.
Okay.
That was really, like, I, like, caught my eye. Everything else was just, I gotta get it done.
Right. No, I get it.
What's the most challenging aspect of being a college student, and how do you overcome it? Well, I'm gonna let Kayla answer this one.
Why? No. The most challenging aspect of being a college student is going to differ from person to person. and I'm not gonna lie, if you're a more home-oriented person, then the most challenging thing that you've done is moving away from home. If you're not used to having to study, then the most challenging thing you've learned was how to study. Me. So,
I think we're just attacking ourselves this episode.
I think that how do you overcome it? You just do it. Like, there's some things that there's no like step-by-step process of how to do it.
Yeah.
Like with moving away from home, there was no like, oh, I have to take these steps. I mean, I guess if you want some steps, stay at school. But like moving away from home, it's just, you just got to do it. You just got to do it, and you got to sit with yourself in that place, and you just got to get through it.
But I feel like a lot of things, like any challenge that a person any challenge that a college student has to overcome is not like done by, oh, well, here's the solution.
Yeah, it's not black and white.
There's never like a solution.
Right.
Like, there is a solution, but the solution is you just got to do it.
It's not a set solution. It's not going to work for everyone.
Isn't that Nike's slogan?
Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Mountain Dew's is do the do. Sponsor us, please. I love Pepsi.
I love Baja Blast.
Didn't nobody say nothing about no? No, it's good though. But I like Pepsi.
But yeah, just you just gotta jump into the ocean. It's the best way to do it.
But don't actually jump if you can't swim.
Yeah.
If you can't swim, then maybe you shouldn't jump.
Just jump into like 4 feet.
Maybe put your feet in.
Yeah.
Maybe put your feet in, and then get in some
dive
standing
in.
water. Okay. Maybe don't dive in.
No, because if you stand, then you can still walk back out.
Right.
So you just need to, like, as soon as like your feet touch the ground, you just dive afterwards.
That's not gonna work.
I'm gonna talk about that's me talking about myself.
Right.
That's what works for me. Because if I like tiptoe, I'm gonna tiptoe backwards too. You know?
Just say you'll do it. Just say that you're gonna do it.
Write it down somewhere.
And then, like, no, you have to have somebody to hold you accountable. So, like, tell somebody, I'm gonna do it. And if you don't do it, then they're gonna be so disappointed in you. No, that's you with the podcast. Yeah, I'll do it.
What do you mean?
Me.
No, but I'm talking about you. You're that person to me.
You're that person to me.
Oh,
like when I said I would do the podcast, I couldn't just back out.
Well, I guess we're that person for each other.
Period.
You gotta find someone.
Yeah.
Just
let it be
one
your
person.
teacher or somebody.
Yeah.
Don't let it be your mom.
Please don't let it be your mom. But put your mama on so she can understand.
Yeah, exactly. Like, send her a link. What's your favorite spot on campus, and why does it hold significance for you?
I would have to say my favorite spot on campus, if it's not Kayla's dorm, or really the library, the basement and the library. It's also where we record the podcast.
Yeah, that's actually where we are right now.
Yeah.
I would flip the camera around to show you guys, but we didn't clean up. This is not our room.
But my reason why, we just have so many memories here. Like, we really have, like, or the CAF. The CAF has a lot of memories, but it's not the same no more.
Yeah, I'll never go to the CAF.
Fried Chicken Wednesday. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Don't Google it. My favorite spot. I think it'd probably have to be the library, and if not the library, then definitely the lounge of where I used to stay, the dorm that I used to live in. Because we do have a lot of fun memories in there too.
Or the tennis.
A lot of bad memories too.
Tennis court.
Yeah, there are a lot of stuff on at the tennis court.
Yeah. If you could time travel to your future graduation day, what accomplishments do you hope to have achieved by then? Kayla doesn't. What do you?
I don't know.
Kayla doesn't know, but I graduate with my bachelor's in 3 more years. 3 years from, I don't know if it's exactly today, probably not. It's like May something. But
It's like May 3rd.
Yeah, 3 years from May 3rd, I will be graduating and walking the stage with my bachelor's degree. Hopefully still in social work. I think I won't change it. But I hope that I have, I guess, accomplished all my goals that I have for myself, and that I really took everything serious. So yeah.
If I could time travel to graduation, I want a cum laude.
Oh, what?
Honor. Cum laude with honors, or magna cum laude with high honors, or
Kayla
with
just wants
great
to
honor.
do the. Why don't you do the speech again?
I didn't graduate with cum laude from high school.
Oh.
They voted for me to give the speech, and that's why I want to graduate cum laude from college, because I did in high school.
Gosh. See,
But they did vote for me to give that speech, y'all. It was the best speech of my life.
I didn't graduate with anything because I switched high schools my senior year. So, yeah.
I better have more cords at this graduation, though.
I didn't even have one. So, yeah. The next question. If you could give incoming college freshmen one piece of advice, what would it be and why? Now that we are sophomores, are we sophomores yet?
Well, technically, I'm a junior, so.
Oh.
I mean.
Now that I'm a sophomore, you know, and Kayla's a junior.
I guess I'm a senior.
Oh. Kayla's gonna leave me on.
Period, y'all.
I'm gonna be all alone doing this podcast all by myself. Kayla's
If y'all
gonna
could see the list of
leave
requirements
me.
I have to get through for my degree, you would know that I'm not leaving Jody anytime soon.
Anyways, what's one piece of advice you would give these fresh meat people? That's so mean. I didn't mean it in a mean way. Yes, I did.
But, Jody.
You gotta keep that in there. I actually like that.
Well, it depends on like freshmen coming here.
Freshmen going to college, period.
Okay, so freshmen going to college, period. Make sure that the college that you chose is really the college that you want to go to. Now, for freshmen coming here, it's the same thing. Make sure that you really want to go to this school, but actually look into the degree that you're getting, and see if there is a better school. Not saying that our school is the worst, because I love UNCG. We have a lot of, events on campus. It's a very lively campus. But I say that to say that it is not for everyone. We are a liberal arts school. So if you know that you're not into the arts, or you're not into, people really advocating for what they believe in, on the liberal side of the spectrum, because we do lean more liberal, then this might not be the fit for you. And you might come here and your perspective change.
Yeah, you love it, or you might come here and you hate it.
Yeah. But
Everybody
if you know
is
anybody
different.
here, I say, come and spend a weekend, or come and spend, some days during the week, and see if you like it. Visit your campuses frequently if you can, to make sure that this is the campus that you want to commit to for 4 years.
Yeah. I did one visit in middle school and 3 in high school. So 4 before actually 3 before I applied. Then I did one after I applied. And then I did...
Admitted Spartans, probably.
So I came here 4 times before I actually...
And then we had SOAR.
Yep. I would say, enjoy your summer before coming to college.
Period.
Enjoy your summer before you start your new journey, because your new journey is going to open up so many doors, close so many doors, and there's no windows, so don't.
Wait, there are windows for some people.
What do you mean windows? There are no windows.
What do you mean?
If I don't get a window, nobody else gets a window.
Okay, that's not how life works.
That is how life works.
There are windows for some people. Also, don't come to school broke. I hate to say that.
Don't listen to her. I'm broke. I came to school broke. I'm still broke. But don't come to school broke if you live too far away.
Don't come to school broke if you can help it. Like, if you can get you a little part-time job, even if you can get a part-time job as soon as you get on campus, it's really not a good idea to come to school with no money if you can help it.
Yeah. If you have parents like mine, hey mom, hey dad. I don't know if my dad watches podcasts.
He probably doesn't, but hey Johnny's dad.
Well, he watches the clips. So.
Period.
If you have parents like mine that have always told me, if you're doing right in life and you still live underneath our roof, we are the ones who support you. You depend on us, and your job is to go to school and get your education. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about a job. Don't worry about a car. So that's why I still depend on my parents, and I will continue to depend on my parents until I can balance work, life, having a car, and actually becoming an adult, because it's stressful for everyone. Look at Kayla. Kayla's stressed.
I'm stressed. I didn't know I was stressed.
You didn't know you were stressed?
No, I didn't even know until you told me.
Well, you told me like 30 minutes ago that you were stressed.
No, well, I didn't even know. Great. I'm glad we figured that out.
We're keeping this in the podcast.
Oh, we are. I'm glad we figured that out. I'm stressed. I'm so stressed I can't even remember how stressed I was.
You've ever been so stressed you don't remember you're stressed? No, but it's for real a big change. So that's why I say I will continue, but
Somebody just left that room.
Well, I won't continue to depend on them for the rest of my life, but at least for another school year, you know, till like my junior year, where I can officially, you know, make some changes.
Period.
It's also, everybody's path is different, like we said in our last episode. So, you know, take your path, do what you gotta do, and somebody else is gonna take a different path, and a different path, and a different path, and you just keep going on your path. What's a major lesson you have learned from a failure or setback during your college journey?
So I think that the biggest thing, or the major lesson that I've learned from a failure or setback is really assess the people that you make friendships with. You know, like, if you see certain red flags or you see certain signs and you're overlooking it because that person is your friend, actually take that into consideration, because maybe that red flag that you saw them performing on somebody else might come back and they might perform it on you. So really truly take the time to assess the people that you're making relationships with, the people you're telling things to. If you see something you're like, I don't stand for that, then don't stand for it. Don't sit for it either. Stand on business and your Chanel shoes.
And your Crocs.
Oh, okay. Or the Crocs.
Okay, well, you know that's all I wear. I'm actually surprised I'm wearing shoes today. I would have to agree, but I would also have to just say, like, a major lesson that I have learned is really that I can't live with another roommate. Like, I can't live with somebody else. I have to have my own room. I like my personal space. And it's not because of what other people have done. I have had 2 roommates. And it's nothing because of them. It's just me personally. Like, I have always shared a room with a sibling. And then I finally got my own room. And I guess I got so comfortable in my own personal space that I need that. And I feel like if I was to have that on campus, I wouldn't leave campus so much on the weekends also. Because it's like, okay, I can be productive. I have my own little space here. Which I think is why I always come to the library also. But just learning how you live compared to how other people live. And if you can actually deal with living with anyone compared to living with yourself. Because you have to share this tiny space and a shower and bathroom with everybody in the hallway. So it's actually like, you know, it's a life lesson that you have to learn through. But I kind of had to take a step back during, trying to figure that out. But now that I figured it out, I'm getting my own room next semester, so that's good. And yeah.
Period. What's a memorable encounter you've had with a professor or a mentor that has influenced your college experience?
I know why I put this question in here.
What's your answer?
Professor Boyer, if you're watching, we just had Miss C, Professor C, on the podcast last episode. And I just want to say that I appreciate you a lot. I'm gonna send you an email later on today. So you make sure that you watch this episode. But I just really want to shout you out because you nominated me into a program that I would have never thought this campus would have or would have started. And we are the first people that are starting the program. And I just want to say that I'm very happy, excited. And I think that's the best thing that she has ever done for me. Like, she has done so much for me, but like this is really like top. Like nothing else that she could probably top that. But like it's just up there with Professor Boyer. Like I love her. I owe her so much in life. And you guys will be hearing about the program, probably much more information next semester, when I can talk about it more. But just know, big things are coming for this girl. So yeah, I just needed to shout her out.
Okay. I don't think that I really had a memorable encounter with any of the professors on this campus.
We already talked about that. We always talk about that one professor.
Yeah, but I think that if I take the mentor route, even this person has influenced my college experience, and it'd be one of my old high school teachers. I'm not going to say her name, but obviously everybody knows what I'm talking about. Her and another one. I'm not going to say his name, but everybody knows what I'm talking about because I only talk to people there.
Yeah.
So
they should watch the podcast. You talking about the podcast?
She does watch the podcast.
Oh, hey!
So I think that I don't know where I'd be without her today, actually, because through my worst times in my senior year, she would always look at me and she's like, you have to tell yourself that you are Kayla Morrison and that you can do anything in life. And that really pushed me because even though I'm not as active today in the school community as I was in high school, because like I said last episode, I ran the high school. But,
stand on business.
It's, like I still think about all the stuff that she was saying to me then and apply it to what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
And when I'm at home and I have time and she has time, I'll stop by the school and I'll see her and we'll talk and we'll catch up and she'll still give me advice. And I thank her for a lot. I credit her for a lot. Like anything I do, I credit her because she has really made me the person that I am today. On top of my mother. Love my mother.
I would have to agree with you though. I feel like when I moved my senior year, all of my teachers, well, most of them, stayed in contact with me throughout my senior year, even though I wasn't at that school anymore. Like, still texted me, still talked to me to this day. And so weird because one of them texted me the other day. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just got back to my dorm from a baseball game. And she was like, I am so proud of you. Because she knows, like, how much I had anxiety, especially in high school and all of that. And she was like, I would have never, like, believed those words out of your mouth. And now that, like, you have done that, like, now you know what you can and you can't do in, like, these situations. And you're going to continue to grow and keep learning. And she has always told me from day one, you don't need anybody else. And I guess when I went to the baseball game, I really noticed that. Like, it's okay to be alone. Yeah. It's okay to be by yourself.
Love being alone.
But when you're by yourself and, like, you're depressed or, like, going downhill, that's when it's not okay.
Oh, it's still okay to be by yourself when you're depressed. But just don't.
Get help.
But,
there are resources
get
out
help,
there.
But, like, know what you can do. Like, if you're by yourself and you're like, oh, I can't handle people right now, then there's no, like, yeah, there's obviously going to get help, but, like, don't try and force yourself to be in situations, you know what I mean?
Like, take
that
baby
you can't
steps.
handle.
Yeah. Okay, so now it's time for us to recap.
That's too much.
Recap second semester. Kayla, say something about second semester.
You say something. I don't know.
I'm glad it's over. I'm so glad that it is over. I am so glad that I have learned all these lessons to take on to life in my future semesters and years of college. I am so glad that I am now a sophomore. I am so glad that I don't have to be a freshman anymore.
Period.
And I'm actually glad that we started this podcast second semester. Like, it's been a roller coaster, but a good one.
I agree.
You agree? You got nothing else to add?
No, I do have something to add.
Okay.
Second semester has been wild. Not as wild as first semester. Well, but it has been wild.
Hellcat.
Real. I think that, let's say, recap. So much happened. I am glad that it's over, but I'm ready for next year.
You mean next semester?
Next school year, because this is the end of the
school year. I always just say next semester because it's still in the same year.
I always just say next school year.
Oh.
But I'm ready for next school year because I'm taking a lot of cool classes, and I think I have an internship coming up, but I'm not too sure, so we'll have to see.
Well, I'm happy for next semester because I'm starting the program, so can't wait. It's really exciting. Okay, so future things that will be coming up for the podcast. I know you stated that you want to do what's in my book bag, so we will be doing that. I would also like to do like kind of like the unpacking. Since I have my own dorm room, I can do that. I don't know if you would like to do that because you have a roommate.
I can do that.
So we'll be like unpacking our room and showing you guys what to bring and things like that, what we bring to our dorms.
Showing you the setup.
Yeah. And just let us know on Instagram. I'll probably post something on Instagram to see if you guys want to ask us questions over the summer or next semester. Also, what do you guys want to see from us? You know, it doesn't always have to be what we want to give you. It could always be, what do you guys want us to show you guys?
I know I have some, this might not be as exciting, but like some different editing stuff, some different editing software that I want to try. So the editing style will probably be a little different, but you know, hopefully better, not worse.
Yeah. So this is kind of sad, but also really
Is it though? Because I'm excited. Hey.
So we will not be having any more episodes for the podcast over the summer. This is our last episode of our second semester in college, first semester of the podcast, until we get back to campus, because we would like to take this time to take a break from school in general, take time for ourselves. We do have personal lives outside of the podcast and outside of school that we need to take care of. But we will still be posting on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. I'm trying to get everything uploaded and going so we can have everything going for the summer still.
If we do post over the summer, the only thing I think it would be is dorm setup, because if you do that, it's stop, drop, and roll, or the what's in my backpack. We might do that over the summer.
Yeah. So it all depends. But we will not start recording until maybe end of August, beginning of September. So still follow us on Instagram, TikTok.
We'll be more active on TikTok, I think, over the summer.
Yeah.
TikTok and Instagram.
Most definitely. So don't forget to follow us on those things. And with that being said, the quote of the day is, be brave enough to be bad at something new.
Yes. Me.
I just feel like it was really that baseball game, man. That whole day, my anxiety, and I just learned so much.
Perspective of life.
Yeah, I really love it here now.
Period.
And I actually like, I don't know how to put this into words. Like, I'm actually learning that, like, it's okay to have anxiety. Like, I'm finally coming to terms with it. Like, yeah, I have to deal with this for the rest of my life, so I'm gonna deal with it now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just want to put that out there. Song of the day, Caleb.
Song of the day, I don't have my phone, but let's see. What have I been listening to? I'm trying to look, like, in my mind at my Spotify list.
Oh, I know my song.
I feel like we gotta go out with a banger.
We gotta go out with a banger?
Oh, it's Finito by Chief Keef. That is the last song that I played on Spotify. Stream Chief Keef.
Okay, mine is gonna be a summer vibe. It's gonna be, oh, it's playing actually.
Oh, now we're gonna get copyrighted again.
Cooler Than Me by, the single mix by Mike
Posner?
Yeah. I was listening to it today.
Yep.
I had my playlist, got to know playlist on shuffle, and it just came up, so I was vibing. Well, there goes our last episode of Deep College Thoughts. Don't miss out on all the fun, laughter, wisdom, and tears that is going to be happening over Instagram and TikTok. And we will be back end of August, beginning of September. Don't forget to put your mama on.
Put your mama on.
Put anybody on over the summer.
Put your daddy on.
I want to say this is our 12th episode.
It is our 12th
We
episode.
have 12 episodes that your friends can watch if they have not started watching us.
Right.
And don't forget to subscribe to Deep College Thoughts on YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, all at Deep College Thoughts. And our personals, mine is Jotty.2real on Instagram.
Mine is Kayla_Mo with 4 E's.
We will see you soon enough. Bye for now, but not for long. Bye, guys.
Bye.